comments on this cue. This was in my apartment. My good friend made it for me. And I'll show you what it says on the back. I got it last year, and there was a few people who wanted to order one, but I don't think he's making them for sale, so lucky me. Anyhow, so that's what that is, and I keep it up there in the background. And then I have my gifts from PEI and Nova Scotia and my moonstone necklace. I keep those there in this box right here is all my crystals and feathers and all of that stuff. So today's show is about personal vibrations and being responsible for your personal vibrations. Never mind what's going on with anybody else in the world, but your personal vibrations. So I have a lot of people messaging me telling me that I looked sick, and I want to assure you that I'm actually completely fine. I had a wonderful healing, I think the night I did the show, maybe the day after, and I want to send out a huge thank you to Robin Tutak for everything. You are a complete blessing to humanity, and you know what you did, girl, and I really appreciate it. And to everyone. Also to Holly Allen, who busted her hump quite a bit. And there's quite a few other people I will mention in another video. But those two people for sure I wanted to send a shout out to, because they've been working very hard behind the scenes for a number of reasons and for a number of people. So what I wanted to focus on today was your vibrations, my vibrations, everybody's vibrations. So I did these tiny little charts because I didn't want to grab out my huge chart paper. So they're going to be reminiscent of the last 2 years. You'll be like, yay. So look at what I drew, a nice 5D heart. And this I'll get back to in a second. So this is about the collective consciousness of all of us here. Think of that as the Earth's heartbeat. All right. So, and then I'll get to my book that you all asked me where I got my book from. So this is just going to be a quick little video. And yes, I talk with my hands, and it might look like I'm nervous, but I talk with my hands. So you just get more show because of the way the camera is set out. Lucky you. Okay, so here's my little graph here. So this is going back to last year, and this is how I simply view everything. When we're coming through 4D, you're breaking through the time. You kind of are grasping timelines, the truth in what happens in each timeline, and all of that stuff. When you're still living in 3D, we are focused on individual things or negative things that we necessarily don't want in our vibration anymore. So the way I look at life is I try and live in a natural law. What happens to you gets put out into the universe. So if you do something bad, like kick a puppy, that is going to come back in your vibration. So no matter what you think or what you do, it's out there in the universe. Your thoughts become words, become actions. So it's very important to keep your manifestations always on love and forgiveness and peace and abundance and equality for all. Because the more people who think about this at the same time and manifest it, you're getting closer to what I like to refer to as the higher collective consciousness in 5D. So if we take personal responsibility for everything we've done in a 3D vibe, and we get rid of these things that no longer serve us purpose, like none of these things serve us purpose other than telling people who these people are and exposing this and getting rid of all the corruption. That's what's necessary in raising the vibration. So if you're constantly focusing on one of these attributes, then where energy goes, energy flows. So if you're not focusing on these, then your vibrations are dragged down to here. So it's very important when you wake up in the morning to, I say, I love you, Raven. And I've been doing this on all my travels for the last 6 years, is teaching people how to get up in the morning and say your name. I love you, blah, blah, blah. Well, no, you're not blah, 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 but you know what I mean. So that's how I'm working on keeping my vibrations high, is knowing that my intentions and what I put out into the universe, either in my message for that comes out in verbal diarrhea for you, you're welcome, or if I'm focusing on these, then that's exactly what happens. Is it's like the cause and effect of law and attraction. So we all kind of get that. So the two cards that I read from is, I was reading from this book. It's the medicine cards, and they come with this book, and it's by Jamie Sams and David Carson. And I'm actually working on my own totem animals, so I was reading from these ones. And I have used this deck to do the totem readings for many people around the world in the last 7 years or so. Maybe actually since 2012, so 10 years. I've been using these cards, and I find them very powerful and meaningful. So the other cards that I read from are The Wisdom of Avalon by Colette Baron Reed. So these are the two decks that I currently own right now. I used to have some Doreen Virtue cards, but I got rid of them 2 years ago after the timeline of Greg Hallett. So anyhow, moving forward, I wanted to do one little, for the first time out of this book, I'm going to grab these cards, and this is what they look like, and I'm going to put them all down on the table, and I'm just mixing them up here to see what actually, oh, this one pops out, comes out, so I can tell you kind of, this is what we're asking for in our highest of self, a reading for everybody, where to go forward, how to focus your energy, maybe look for something in helping you ground. If you've been having troubles keeping grounded and on your path, then I've got a few cards here. I picked out 3. You know, I probably am going to grab one more because that's just the way I roll. Because I believe in anchoring in with the 4th card, and that one just flew out for me, so there you go. So these are the cards that I have. The first one that popped out is the Raccoon. The second one that popped out is number 17, the Mountain Lion. That's awesome. These are good cards, actually. So then the Fox. That's sly little fox. And I love it, the ant. So I will read you I'm not going to read you all the stories because they're super long in here. Like, as you got from the turkey card the other day, it was quite a long card. So 46 is the number of the Raccoon. It's a generous protector. Raccoon carries the medicine of the protector of the underdog and provider for the young, infirm and elderly, often called the little bandit. Little bandit. If Raccoon wandered into your cards today, the little bandit may be telling you to look around and see who needs your strength at this time, right? Speak up in defense of another instead of remaining silent where others are gossiping. Maybe it's time to share the bounty of your time, energy, or possessions with the less fortunate. But remember to keep those in need develop their own protector and provider skills. In all cases, Raccoon asks you to honor yourself and others equally, provide for your own needs, which is like what I'm doing today, or your well will be dry when you choose to give generously. Chiefs earn their eagle feathers when they promote every human's right to self-dignity. Acting in this manner brings the same honor for yourself and to your family. Well, there you have it. I like that. So that tells me a lot of stuff. I don't know if it told you, but it sure did me. So Mountain Lion's about leadership. Mountain Lion can be a very difficult power totem for you to have because it places you in a position to be a target for the problems of others. You could be blamed for things not going for things going wrong. This is hilarious. Or for always taking charge when others cannot. You cannot become the perfect justification. You could become the perfect justification for the insecurities of others. Well, that's very interesting. It's so funny. If Mountain Lion has come into your dreams, it is time to stand on your convictions and lead yourself where your heart takes you. Yeah, that's exactly. Others may choose to follow, and the lessons will multiply. If you pulled the Mountain Lion card, you may ask me to review the purpose behind your personal beliefs. You may need to discover whether or not your plans include a pride of cubs wanting to be like you or share in your dreams. If you're already a leader, the question may be whether or not the time has come to push the cubs out of the cave. Standing in your own power. I'm just kidding. If you are aligned with cat medicine, you're considered to be the king of the mountain. You and never allowed to be human or vulnerable. The pitfalls are many, but rewards are great. I'm going to stop there on that reading. That was a good card. So 25 is the fox. Is about camouflage. I love getting the fox card, actually. If fox has chosen to share its medicine with you, it's a sign that you are to become like the wind, which is unseen yet able to weave through the location or situation. You would be wise to observe the acts of others rather than their words at this time. Use your cunning nature in a positive way. Keep silent about who and what and why you are observing. In learning the art of camouflage, you need to test your abilities to pull this off. One test could end this exercise that may be helpful is you deciding to be invisible. Did that a lot, actually. So, while learning from the fox, you may also gain confidence in your ability to know what instantly will happen next. After observing for a while, you will become aware of certain predictability in given situations and be able to quickly make your move. Fox medicine teaches the art of oneness. Yes, oneness. Pause for effect. Through its understanding of camouflage, this applies on all levels, from rocks to God. With fox medicine, you're being asked to see all types of uses for oneness. Yeah, there you go. 32, the ant. Okay, patience. Oh, this is really interesting, don't you think? If you have ant medicine, you eat slowly and deliberately. Yeah, I do. And are content in knowing that what is yours will come to you. This knowing is good medicine. It shows a trust in the universe to provide. Ooh, I just got goosebumps. If ant meandered into your spread today, it's time to show a little trust and patience in some life situations. You may have forgotten that you will always receive that which you need, and at that time you need it most. If it is not on the horizon or just around the next anthill, you may need to use some strategy. How can you put to use your power of creation until it arrives? Whatever it means to you at this time. Ant is working for the good of the whole. Are you? What did I just say? I'm just saying. If you are, be assured that the whole wants you to have the same goodness for you, and that it will be provided. Let me just reflect back to this. Da, 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 da. Yeah. See? Yeah. Yeah, I lost a bit of weight, but I put it on. I put some back on. Maybe it just got readjusted. I don't know. Maybe I weigh less on the East Coast. But I do want to talk about Canada for a minute. Okay, just my personal opinion. I think people in Alberta right now, because we have no anything here. There's none of these, no passes, nothing to get anywhere. Nothing. Alberta is free and clear, people. Free and clear. Nothing. Okay? Why aren't we as Albertans saving up a few doubloons for gas money and going trucking to our fellow provinces and helping them out right now and like walking freely like I did across Canada? I refused. Even in Quebec, that was a funny story. That was one of the funniest stories, actually. Trying to get food in Montreal. No. So if you're still in a vibration that is one of, you know, guilt or shame or anything like that, where you're like, hey, come on, man, whatever, in your own province, walk around like I did. Smile on your face, love, stand up for equality and peace. I did forgive these people, the mask holes that were chasing me down, basically, in a few stores I went into. But I want to do a map of Canada, like bring out my big map of Canada and show you exactly how far I traveled and what I thought of each province. By the way, I love, love, love my country. I do. But I was so happy to come back after seeing all of these provinces and just huge restrictions. And the first hotel we stayed in was in Alberta, or the last one, I should say. And we walked in there, and there was a hockey team getting off the bus of, I don't know, like teenage girls or young women, whatever. And all of them had bare faces. It was like, you guys are beautiful. Like, that's awesome. I'm like so happy. And you'll never believe that the breakfast lady was a newfie on the last day. It was like, she asked me if I wanted some taters. And I was like, are you from Newfoundland? I just came from there. Yeah, so for the brothers and sisters across Canada who came out and actually visited and hugged and helped out and everything, no matter what you did or where you were, if you're at home on your couch and you knew that I was traveling, I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart on such a level, like, that I have to do this trip again, probably not this year because I'm exhausted. I went 15,000 kilometers in a very short period of time. 19 days was spent in Ottawa, so I was only gone for 45 days or something, maybe a little bit longer, but all of that traveling was done in a very short period of time. So if you're wondering why I'm quiet and resting, well, my body is 53 years old in human years this year. It's a lot of traveling. And yeah, it was just a lot of physical dum da da dum. So I'm recuperating, I'm healing, I've had some spiritual healings, I feel fabulous, I'm in my highest vibes I could probably be in. I've been resting lots and self-caring, petting Mr. Chow and Flash. That was an awesome reunion. So I am just sending out my highest of vibes to everybody. So that's all I got to say. Light and love, everybody. I've had a great chat. I think it was a great card reading. Oh yeah, and these were in my book, so I'm going to show you my grandparents while I'm here. This is my grandpa on my mom's side, and this is my grandma. That's George and Sophie. Yeah, he actually looks a lot like my youngest son looks a lot like this guy here. And then this is my grandma Katie. This is a really cute picture. It's my favorite picture of her. And she is from Russia. And this is my grandfather, who was born in Ukraine, which was in Russia when he was born. So this is the one that was in the concentration camp. So this is a romantic story, if you haven't heard my story before. So this picture, actually, there's my dad and my cousin in these prams right behind. And this was taken in Nuremberg, Germany in 1947. Yeah. So, before the war, my grandfather saw this beautiful woman, and he traveled all over after he was in the concentration camp to find this beautiful woman. And he married this beautiful woman, and they had my dad, and then his best friend from the concentration camp married her sister. So, that's the other baby. Good story, huh? That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Anyways, have a good day, everybody. I love you all. Thank you.